All right, everybody, thanks for coming back to Unpacking the Week. We are on the eve of the last week of ProQuest. I believe it is week 4. And I think I'm making the difficult decision to not go to the last ProQuest. I've won 2. Didn't do super well in the third one. That's not what's making me not want to go. The situation is my employer decided to not give me my paid time off that I requested months ago. And in order to go, it would be a 5-hour drive to 6-hour drive. 6 hour, we'll just round up. 6-hour drive there. Compete. If I do well, I'll probably be there for about 9 to 10 hours. 5-hour drive back. I will get back 4 hours before my next shift starts. It is an extraordinarily bad idea for me to go. It'll be a dangerous drive back. It's a really windy road. It'll be dead of night. I'll be sleepy, tired. I'll have to put my body through a lot of stressors, and then I have to work the next day. If I don't want to, I won't get fired, but I'll get in. I think the policy at my work is that it's a no call, no show if your PTO has been denied and you don't show up. So, all that being said, let's get to unpacking the week. Like I said, it's week 4 of ProQuest. And we can take a brief look at week 3. And it's pretty par for the course as to what's happening. KO, Armed and Dangerous, making a great showing across the board. That said, even though KO is taking the biggest part of the pie, realistically, it's only 24 wins, right? It's like 10% of the wins total. I haven't done the math on it, but it really isn't. Maybe high end 15% of the total wins. Followed closely by Kasai, which I find super shocking. I'm blown away. I don't know what would make Kasai be able to push through Azaleas, Prisms, Uzuri. Like I don't know what Kasai is doing that makes her able to push through that. We don't have a lot of Kasai representation in my area. And the ones that I've played against, I found to be fairly easy, but Max Nitro might just have an easier time into that. Victor. I don't know how Victor is showing up so much. Again, Max Nitro might just have an easier time with this matchup because of how the flow works in that matchup. But it just wasn't an issue from me or my testing. But I guess Victor presents very well against all of the other decks in the meta. Dorinthia shows up after that. Azalea and Kano and Dash all show up. Inventor Extraordinaire all show up in pretty even numbers. And then we get to the kind of the off picks that I think are honestly better than most of these. And I don't know if they're just underrepresented or underpracticed. But then you have Prism, Bolton, Katsu, Leviah, Uzuri, and Viscera actually showing up in a decent amount of numbers. 4 wins across the last week. Now, out of those, we're going to scroll down and take a look. KO Armed and Dangerous is top 8 twice. Dorinthia twice. Dash Inventor Extraordinaire once. Victor once. Viscerai Runeblood once. Riptide Lurker the Deep once. I don't know what this top 8 chart is showing or if it's like for a specific event, because obviously they had to have top 8 a lot more than that if they won more events than that. I don't know what that's about. Let's take a peek. Yeah, it doesn't really explain a lot of that. KO is obviously the biggest deck here. KO is very clearly the biggest deck here. It's a little weird to see that because I personally think there's a lot of variance in KO, but I guess if you have enough practice and you play tight enough, anything's possible, right? I don't think he's bad. I think he's definitely S tier. Very much so one of the best decks in the format. So I'm not trying to throw shade on him or anything like that. I just think that if you're nice, love Exude Confidence. I just think if you're practicing enough, you should have an okay time into the aggro mid-range matchups. Does not appear to be the case. It appears many people are struggling into that. I have to move my sound device up a little bit because I keep hitting it. Where does Warrior go? Right there. So, the meta is definitely shaping and evolving because I think before that, Kasai wasn't super high on the list. Bolton was a little higher. Azalea was much higher previously. I wonder what changed there. Have people given up on Azalea? What's going on there? Why is Azalea no longer showing up in the numbers she was before? Couldn't tell you. Just went to my local armory. Very small. People are prepping to travel to the next ProQuest. People are burnt out after all of the grinding in season. And like I said, we're at the end of the season. This is the end of ProQuest coming up in this next day or two. So I get it, man. People are fatigued. I've just got that grinder spirit when it comes to tournaments. So even now, on the eve of the last ProQuest in my area, even though I just said I'm not going,
I shouldn't.
and there is a very strong 90% plus chance I do not go.
Do it.
There's some cold brew brewing downstairs.
Do it.
That I could very easily just load into a canister. I could go catch a nap right now. Not a nap, that would be my sleep for the day. I could go do that.
Oh, for God's sake, do it.
I could wake up at 4 a.m. and I could very much so just show up. Wouldn't be an issue. It would suck. It would suck for me later on. Future Zach would be super pissed at me right now. Oh, shit, brutes, right?
Can't be worried about that shit. Life goes on.
God, this set. This was the problem with Monarch largely as a collector. This set was massive. This. Oh, and there's gonna be Rune Blade and stuff. That'll go up top. F it. Yeah. Speak of the devil. I am confident that if I were to show up there, I would be catching people on the chin again. As far as I can tell, people aren't taking Max Nitro seriously still. I just watched some of the other YouTube content. Not going to call out names. Never do. But some people do not think Max Nitro is a concern. He's not a concern until he is. You know what I mean? Every single game I've played with him, I even recorded some new stats for the testing sheet tonight. You know, up until I lose the game, I am very much so relevant. Ooh, spill blood. That's actually good right now. Up until I am at 0 hit points, I can drop the Mechanoid and turn that whole game around, and I'm very confident in my ability to do so. So that is why in the beginning I was kind of dooming on Max every single game, but now I just sit there and wait and go, it can still happen. We're one turn away. I could make it happen right now. But my deck wasn't gonna. It just decided I didn't need to do that once or twice tonight, and that was kind of a bummer, but you know, it is what it is. But that brings us to a broader point of, are we in combo season? Spoiler alert, yes. We are moving into combo season. They want to make sure control does not take over, or maybe they don't even intend for that. Because it looks like we were in aggro season for a minute, but aggro at the moment doesn't put out enough damage, as evident by the fact that my Max Nitro play is largely just soak, 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 and we all love soaking. And then just build up your board state until you have the combo. Viserai does the same thing. So we got Max, Viserai, Prism. Currently can both switch into aggro or go into this weird combo thing. Max. Let's see, who else would I consider? Oh, the new KO Armory deck has just launched. And it enables KO, or really any brute, to sit there and wait with a beaten trackers. I was informed of this by a friend right after the Armory, one of my better friends. That, yeah, you can just sit there, kind of present your average turns and wait for the setup turn, the combo turn, where you can just crack the armor. Crack the armor, Savage Feast, crack beaten trackers, get another action point, possibly swing with the claw or another attack, you know, Wild Ride for whatever, for one, Wild Ride for 1. I can take these off. I have dialed in the sound well enough and I can track right here if I'm clipping. So, yeah, Wild Ride for 1 and then finish with like a swing big for mass. It's just stupid, the amount of stuff that you're able to do. I just realized my air conditioner was on. I'm super sorry. First half of this video is going to have some noise in it. I'm super sorry about that. First half is not going to be super great. So, yeah, and it just presents like a 20 plus to 28 damage turn. And then after that, much like Max Nitro has his big 30 damage turn. From there, you just have to present above rate value, which brutes are very good at doing. And you got the game. Yeah, it's not like what we're traditionally used to when we hear the word combo. It's so much better because it feels like the fighting game combo. It's I'm jockeying for position, we're fighting over stancing, and then eventually one of my hit confirms happens. Once I hit confirm, off to the races, full combos coming out. So that's kind of neat that we're in this whole, we can always compare this to fighting games, which I love so much. I really need to get more into playing them, but I've just not been motivated. I used to have some really good practice partners that we would just spend days grinding it out, but you know, times change, so do we. I still have my little fight stick down here. Hold on. I like showing it off.
Ay, 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 ay.
Yeah. Look at this thing and tell me it's not amazing. It's nothing crazy fancy. It's just a Hori N. Hodi N, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter. So, yeah, we're in this kind of like new mid-range environment. Mid-range combo environment. Because I feel like a lot of people who are trying to play Control have gotten too comfortable. They are too comfortable in their ways, and LSS is trying to make sure that you don't just sit there grinding someone out into fatigue. And I think that's also in preparation for the next set, Part the Mistveil. Speaking of which, actually we'll get to that in a bit. I kind of wanted to talk. I'm a little excited about Armory Deck Bolton and KO coming out. We have no real information on it. Except for the boots, which I love. The Warpath of Winged Grace. Light warrior equipment, legs 2, blade break. When this defends, you may charge your hero's soul. If a yellow card is charged this turn, or charged this way, create a quicken token. That is huge because it means that on your turn, you can give up your boots, charge your soul with whatever you need to do, right? Create your quicken token, and then set up for a Via the Vanguard turn, and you really didn't give up a whole lot, right? It is very, very good. It sucks to charge your soul on your opponent's turn, kind of, but then they have that one other card that says an attack it's -2 if you've charged. Saving Grace. Saving Grace is the name of that card. A few other things came out, you know. Some Mistveil spoilers, obviously. Soul Reaping. I hate the way these packs are collated. Is that the right word? Collated, organized, distributed? I hate the way they're organized for sure. I don't like the rares being in the middle. I like them being the last thing you see. But here I see Koi of the Blessed Kimono. Let me make it so I'm not looking so grossly over. It is when this is equipped face down at the start of your turn, if you have exactly 1 life, you may turn it face up. When this is turned face up, destroy it, search your deck for an inner chi, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle. I don't know the value of... I'm so confused by Mistveil. Mistveil is going to be... And I said this previously with how we're exploring the play space. This is... We've fallen off the edge of the world with this set. This is such... I have no idea what's going on, to be honest with you. No clue what is happening with this set. I don't know anything about the design. I need to quickly make the heavy hitters back to basics episode so I can start trying to understand the Mistveil set quickly. I need to get those out. Far before the set comes out, but I'm so lazy about it. Okay, let's see here. And I'm being really slow about this pack, this box. Sorry. Hoping to hit a library, obviously. It's one of the only reasons to be opening this set, but also Carrion Husk and a few other things can be in here. You never know. Monarch is just a wild set. It's still hit or miss even today. Even with all the warrior cards, even with Bolton getting a bunch of love, some of these cards just haven't hit value. And that's because this set was overprinted like a motherfucker. But you know, enough time has passed. The set cost has come down, so I'm more able to justify buying boxes and cracking, because you know there's a chance I might hit something really good. Keep hitting the sound recording device, and even if I don't, I just like these cards. I can always justify buying Monarch. It was my first set. I love this set to death. So, oh, you scratching at the? What are you scratching at, huh, puppy? You scared down there? Some asshole is setting off fireworks outside and it's scaring my dog. Come here, buddy. Look at this. Yep, some asshole setting off fireworks and it's scaring the shit out of my dogs. That'll happen. Oh no, it's the baseball game. God damn it. I was like, who would be setting off fireworks right now? It's the baseball game tonight. It's I'm pretty close to the arena that hosts that. Well, it's still annoying. Even though it's a planned event. I know. I've never heard him scratch at a door before. I hope those fireworks aren't coming across super loud. I created an insulation plug on the window. And it has dropped the noise floor to this room quite a bit, so I'm very happy about that. Feel like I can record. Like right now there are cars going by that I can hear are going by, but I don't think they're loud enough for the microphone to catch. Come on, give me something good. Those fireworks are pretty loud. I don't know why. I wonder what makes dogs so afraid of fireworks. It's kind of weird because I shoot guns near these dogs. Not like right near them or anything, but they've been in the truck when I've gone shooting. So, we've got a few cards coming out from Part the Mist Veil. Right, let's take a quick look down here. What's new that I haven't looked at? Is there any legendary equipment that's been revealed? No. Passover, homage to ancestors, drop in the ocean. All this is very known. I don't like the new spectral shields. Obviously, there's Shadow Realm Horror, which is just, it's literally just Cthulhu, but with 4 heads? Dang, Cthulhu got the 4 head. But it's as an additional cost to play this, banish 3 random cards in your graveyard. If 1 or more cards with 6 or more power is banished this way, it gets +1. 2 or more, go again. 3 or more, you may play a card banished this way this turn. That is huge. Because like worst case scenario, this is very frequently just a Dread Screamer for 7 with go again. And best case scenario, it follows up an attack maybe with a Dread Screamer. Like, this, Jesus, those fireworks are huge. Man, they have him absolutely terrified. A lot of people might not know that whispering to your dog while they're scared is not a good thing, because it tells them that you should be quiet. There's something happening. You need to be afraid. You need to always be confident around your dogs to kind of comfort them. You got to let them know that you're not afraid and they don't need to be either. He still went back to the corner, but you know. All right, let's see here. What do we got here? Ebon Fold, Prismatic Shield, Ode to Wrath. So, oh, hey, that's pretty good. Rainbow Foil Lumina Ascension. Never be mad about that. Let's see here. This. What was I talking about? Man, they are just going ham on those fireworks. Oh, and then we have a couple of other spoilers. Obviously, I'm super late to the party on revealing these spoilers, but I mean, they're also for other YouTube channels to reveal, I believe. There's Eloquent Eulogy, which I am a huge fan of the art for that card. It is incredible. It's showing the transformation of Viserai into the Arknight. I'm so confused because I thought Sutcliffe did all of this, but I guess maybe Sutcliffe directed Vincent to install the Arknight Shard. Maybe the Eulogy is his previous life is being erased and he's becoming the Arknight here. But that, what you're seeing on that table is the art for young Viserai. which I think is super cool that they keep reincorporating different art and. I guess home team must have won because, man, those are. That is just a hail of mortars that is happening right now. That is crazy. Good for them. Kind of irritated right now. I wonder if it even comes through. I wonder if that insulation plug stops enough of the base, because you'll hear. I'm sure that came through. That was insane. That was the loudest one yet. Obviously, Battlefront Bastion got spoiled. I'm very excited about the murky water. Murky water is exactly what I've been doing in Riptide anyway, which is the fatigue package with a popper. This one is just a 3-block on top of being a popper, and it says you get to fatigue stuff. And if it has an aim counter, which means you're using his specific bow and rewarding you for that kind of play, it gets +1, so it's even easier. But banish 3 traps from your graveyard. If you do, choose one of them at random and put it in your arsenal. That helps you. That helps the fatigue game. That helps in late game when you just don't know what you're gonna do. Come on. Do not tell me I got another whiff box. We have a few packs to go. So that's huge. Eloquent Eulogy, I guess I didn't go over. I was just going over the art. Rune Gate, and it only costs 1, so it's almost always playable for free. Most of the time, this will be a 0 for 4. It blocks for 3. It has Blood Debt, and it's when the combat chain closes. If a hero lost life this turn, create an Eloquence token. With Vincent, that says you're creating an Eloquence. You are creating an Eloquence token no matter what. That's what's happening next. No ifs, ands, or buts. I have heard that some people are not very high on this card. And contrary to that opinion, I am very high on this card. I do believe this is the way to go. This is the new... Vincent's going to be crazy. That said, Eloquent Eulogy isn't pummelable, and a lot of people love the pummel strategy. I don't have any testing on Vincent. I don't have anything crazy to know about Vincent, so I couldn't tell you if pummel is the way to go. I think pummel's like half a trap card. I've been referring to some cards and heroes as drugs, right? They have such a high that you absolutely do get addicted to seeking out that game once again. It's, oh man, I remember this one time I did this really cool thing, and then you just get addicted to that play pattern. And as a result, you just don't play correctly. You're chasing those big turns over and over again. And I feel like that's what pummel does to people. It tricks you into thinking you have to shoot for it every time. When in a lot of cases, it's just not the right play. It's not the right card for your deck. Yay, Hexagore, yay. Oh, foil Ebenfold's always cool. I got 1 pack left. I need something big here. This was a rough box. F's in the chat. Let's find out. All right. Okay. So then that was time skippers, and then we're just going to go from the back. Token. Hungering. God, those fireworks are still going. That's so crazy. I was very surprised that the dog came up and started scratching at the door. Bolt of Courage. That leaves 3 cards left. No, 4 cards left. That's Riftbind. Okay. So that's 2 rares and a foil. Prismatic Shield. Endless Maw. Oh my god. Oh, that was brutal. Well, thanks for unpacking the week with me. Thanks for hearing me vent about my job. Make sure to subscribe, like, all that kind of stuff. Check out my Patreon. Go listen to Cast a Commotion if you have time. If you're just like messing around with your deck sorting cards, Cast a Commotion's a great little podcast. Helps you learn a few things from here and there. There's some deck lists and stuff that are available to you on the Patreon. There's my testing that will be available and you can contribute to on that Patreon as well. That was a bad box, so this one is zeroed.